$25. That's all I paid for this mystery Facebook Marketplace PC. It was part of a lot of 34 PCs that a business was chucking out. And this one might be the roughest yet. It's filthy, it's neglected, and I have no clue whether it even works. Let's tear it down, clean years of grime out of it, and see if we can bring this old PC back from the dead. Tell Microsoft to bugger off and get yourself Windows 11 CD keys for 1/10 of the price. Whokeys have a big sale on, and you can use my code IFR25 to get 25% off with loads of payment methods. Copy your code and paste it here to activate. You can even grab Office for your PC for dirt cheap. Don't pay a reoccurring subscription. Use code IFR25 for 25% off. Links are in the description. All Whokeys software products are on sale right now. This Thermaltake case here has seen better days, but lucky for us, it looks like a lot of surface dust. And down below, it is a little bit wet under the power supply, and that has formed a little bit of rusting. So I'm wondering whether, because they were near the ocean or something was spilt in the PC, that rust has formed. And also behind the fan, a little bit of rust has formed as well. Luckily for us, it just looks surface level, so it should be able to scrape right off. But I think once we hose this PC down, it should get rid of the majority of dust on this case. And this case really stinks. I'm getting a tickle in the back of my throat. We have ourselves a 500 watt power supply. A lot of rust over this fan grill here. A lot of rust at the back there. Evidence of a spillage maybe? Not too sure. I will open it up and check. And on top, we've just got a bit of surface dust, which should really come off nice and easily. Normally with a PC, if I'm going to sell it to a customer, I would replace these types of power supplies. But the whole idea behind this is to see whether we can restore it and make it work. Obviously, if the power supply doesn't work, then we would swap it out. But I am curious to see if this power supply is fully working. Let's get it cleaned up. got ourselves an Intel stock cooler. Not as bad as the last Intel stock cooler that we cleaned. However, there is a lot of dust around the fan blades and on top of the heatsink, but it doesn't go deep into it. So I think hosing it down and then using the toothbrush, that'll remove all of that. And then on the back, we have dry thermal paste. So the CPU is definitely going to love a fresh application. I mean, just the DDR4 RAM alone makes this system well worth $25. We've got 2 sticks. Honestly, they're not too bad. A little bit of surface dust. It's 8 gigabytes, so 2 4 gigabyte sticks running at 2400 megahertz. CL14 timings. I'll get the toothbrush in between all of these little grooves up the top, and that should remove all of that dust pretty easy. We got ourselves a H170 Pro Gaming from Asus. You can see that this motherboard has really been taking a dust hit around the CPU socket. In fact, all of the screws around the CPU socket are rusting. It's also sticky, and I guess that's why the dust is gluing to it like it is. I can't see exactly what the CPU is because the thermal paste is dried all over it. So once we get it all cleaned up, then I'll be able to go through the specs. This was the only fan in the system from Thermaltake, so it came with the case. We got a lot of dust on the outside, just looks like surface dust, but you can see around the blades, that is the accumulation of a little bit of grease and grime, and it's kind of starting to build up this mountain of fur, and it's even worse on the back there. It's greasy, it's grimy, but it should clean off quite easily. We'll get into the specs of everything once it's all cleaned up, but this little GPU here needs a serious deep clean. I was looking on the inside here. The dust is actually black tar. Yeah, it's wet, it's gross, it smells. On the rear, it looks like a lot of surface dust. It's not too bad, that'll come off, but this black tar, not only on the fan blades and is caked up, but it's also on the heatsink. So this is getting pulled right apart. We'll put some fresh thermal paste on there, and hopefully it can play some entry-level games. Well, we've got ourselves an R7 360 and an i5 6500 CPU. The only thing left to see is whether or not it works, so let's give it a try. Doesn't look like we're getting post. Keyboard lights are on. Nothing on the monitor. Oh, I think there might be something wrong. I'll try again and I'll see if I can find any issue. Well, I really don't know what that was before, but we seem to be getting post now, so I guess we'll see whether the GPU is having some sort of issues once we start trying some games. All right, there's something weird going on here. I just lost display and the graphics card fan has just started ramping up. I think there's something going on with it, which is unfortunate because I'm also gonna have to replace the power supply because we only have one GPU power connector and it's only a 6-pin. My other GPUs, I believe, require an 8 and a 6-pin. This is actually way closer to how I would try and sell one of these PCs. You get rid of the old 2GB graphics cards. I had the RX 590 Red Devil, and I also added in an RM 650X Corsair power supply, much better quality, and now we should be able to play much better games because we are not VRAM bound on the GPU. So we have the RX 5090, which gives us an extra 6 gigs on top of our previous graphics card for a total of 8 gigs of VRAM, which means we don't need to worry about limit caps or anything like that when it comes to the VRAM, so we shouldn't see any crashes. And so far, we are seeing 50 degrees on the GPU, 51 degrees on the CPU, and around 240 FPS. Not doing too bad. Which means there's also plenty of room for Rocket League to actually jump up to 1440p if need be. It's not really the most demanding game, but this PC is not made for demanding games. It's more for entry level, but the RX 5090 certainly pushes us a lot further along than where we once were. Rainbow Six Siege Ultra Plus settings. I've never been able to run this before because majority of these PCs have really old graphics cards with only 2 gigs of VRAM. But now that we have 8 gigs, I was able to put it into Ultra Plus in 1080p, which means it only uses 5 gig of VRAM out of the available 8. So much better results with this. 52 degrees on the GPU, 56 on the CPU, and we're getting 125 FPS. Well, what a process this build was, going from a working GPU to all of a sudden not working, then the power supply having to be upgraded to actually replace the GPU. Now we have an RX 5090 inside paired with the i5 6500 CPU. Honestly, the 8 gigs of VRAM in this card has really helped level this PC up, and I'd be happy to sell this as an entry-level gaming PC, especially with a higher-end power supply inside. But hey, if you like restorations like this, then go and check out this video where we took this dirty, grimy PC and brought it back to life. Go and check it out. And consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.